That's a great question. So everybody wants to start from the top down, and the issue with starting from the top down in this market is there are lots of call recording companies in the top end. A few of them might be a good exit for us, but that's not where we saw the real issue at. If you've got $1 million and you want to go buy a nice system, have at it. We certainly think we might find ourselves back there again, but we want to go where we see the real issue. And that's an SMB consumer. Thank you. That's a great question.
Any other questions?
Do you consider VoiceBase a competitor or a partner?
Oh, that's a good question. No. I think for us, a service like that would surely be a partner.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So Michael, 50% of people are 50% more likely to lie to you when they're not being recorded?
Well, hang on.
Do you have an algorithm that will tell you when they're lying?
Right. Well, that's one of our key pieces is the little graph. Thanks again. Appreciate it.
Okay. Next we'll hear from Hubbard, from Michael. Again.
Thanks for the intro, Larry. My name is Michael Lamb, and I'm CEO and co-founder of Hubler. What is Hubler? Hubler is an enterprise social media engagement platform. What it does is it aggregates all of a company's corporate social media messages and conversations into a single platform and enables them to monitor, coordinate, control, and collaborate between all their users. Now, what's the problem we're trying to solve, and how big is it? Well, you'd be glad to know that there's 178 social media accounts amongst large corporates. That's a large number of accounts. To manage all those accounts is extremely difficult. It's how do they view these conversations in meaningful ways, and how do they consistently respond to all the conversations when there are that many accounts? So how do we solve this problem? We've created a single platform with a dashboard that allows them to group their social media accounts into groups that make sense to them. So, for example, Disney can group it by their business unit, or they can group it by geographical location, or they can group it by their internal departments. And within those groups, they can quickly look at the dashboard, search, and respond to all those messages. So where are we today? We've completed our core product, and we've just rolled out a private beta with Microsoft and a couple of agencies in Australia. That beta will complete next month, and we'll be launching shortly thereafter. So what's the competitive landscape look like? Well, when we look at all of the players, they generally cluster in the enterprise space, and that's where the money is. When we look at them in detail, though, they mostly integrate with several social networks and differentiate by providing different feature sets. Where Hubler differentiates is we integrate with the largest social networks globally and provide the greatest reach out of any single platform. So, who are our target customers and how do we sell to them? Well, we know from our research that there's a community of social media strategists that are forming today. Now, their titles may differ from organization to organization, but they generally develop the social media strategy and make the technology decisions for their organizations. We know they participate in certain discussion forums, they read certain blogs, and they go to specific conferences, and we'll be there to create awareness and interest in the product. We'll use SEO and SEM to generate leads, and our free trial will allow them a no-risk evaluation of the product. Some of those users will convert into paid subscribers, and that's how we generate revenue. Lastly, to create real deep hooks into these customers, we'll partner with CRM and analytics types of companies and that'll help us extend our distribution network as well. So those social media strategists generally work in two types of companies. They're the global brands, and then there's the social media agencies that perform community management for them. So how do we make money? Well, Hubler is a classic SaaS play. We charge a monthly fee based on the number of social media accounts that the company integrates with Hubler. Now, we've selected that model for a very specific reason. We want to enable social enterprise. What that means is allowing the companies to leverage all their employees to effectively reply to all the conversations that are going on and capture the opportunities that social presents to them. So who's the team responsible for where we are now? There's myself. I'm a numbers guy, worked in corporate finance, strategy, and managed a full-service web agency for the last 8 years. There's Cameron, who's standing over there with his Hubler shirt on, and he's always been the customer and user advocate in every product and company he's working, and so he's the products guy. And then we have our code ninja, who's Jason Jung, a CTO, and he's got too many certifications that I don't really understand what they stand for, so I've only listed one. So I mentioned a couple of slides ago that we're launching in the next couple of months. So we're going to have revenue before the end of the year, but the next full year will be next year, obviously. Now, our break-even point is 1,100 social media accounts that we would manage. Given the big number that we spoke about before of 178, we assumed a conservative 100 accounts that would be integrated with a platform, because the company would not, we wouldn't expect the company to integrate every single account with us. And also 100 is an easy number to work with. That equates to only 11 customers, so we don't feel that's a very difficult target to achieve. That will allow us to become profitable and cash flow positive on a monthly basis by mid-next year. Now, the projections above don't include future revenue streams such as analytics, an SMB version, and expansion into other markets. So our baseline projections have us doing $35 million in revenue and almost $24 million in net profit in 5 years. So what do we need to achieve this? We're looking for $1 million in investment, and we'll spend that 50% on sales and marketing and the other 50% on further product development. Thank you very much, and welcome any questions from the audience.
So any questions for Michael? Paul?
Do you think the product that you've got now, I mean, as I understand it, you're saying you're aggregating all these social accounts. I mean, is that a sufficient minimum viable product?
It does more than
Can
just
other people just do something very similar? I mean, do you need
Well,
to do more than that?
yeah, it does more than just aggregate. There's workflow, there's profanity filter, there's a number of enterprise features that help for the company to manage and control the brand voice that's being projected with their team.
Profanity feature sounds like a good one. Any other questions? Okay, thanks again, Michael. And last we'll hear from Jason and Snacker. No relation to Hubler.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Jason.
Hello, my name is Jason, and I am absolutely excited to be here to tell you about Snacker. Now, Snacker is essentially Pandora for news. We are personalized audio news in bite size. And what that means is every news story in under 30 seconds and a full personalized update in less than 5 minutes. Our goal is to be the news experience that complements your music experience. And our vision is to be the future of radio. Now, if you get into the car today, here we go. If you get into the car today, you turn on the radio. The fact is, you are still hearing what somebody else wanted you to hear? What if you could hear what you wanted to hear? What would that sound like? Well, I want to invite you to put on your invisible earbuds and have a listen to where we're going.
Good afternoon. Bill, today is a beautiful day in Santa Clara, with a high of 76 degrees, so make sure to go out and get some sun. On your commute today there is a bit of traffic, and it should take you about 22 minutes to get back home. Don't forget, 2 of your friends have birthdays today, Carrie Walsh and Larry Marshall. The Dow went down 108 points today, but your personal stock portfolio went up 1%. Your Apple stock did quite well, ending up almost 2%. On your calendar for the rest of today, you have the Silicon Valley Connect event until 3:30 p.m. Here are your top stories for the day. From TechCrunch, Snacker raises its seed round of funding from brilliant investors at Silicon Valley Connect.
As you can see, we're already bringing you the news of the future. So we have a small but stellar team. My name is Jason. I'm the CEO of this company. I have an MBA from Stanford. My co-founder is Brian. He's our CTO. He's a Stanford CS, and he is a web and iOS development specialist. Ann Grimes, we've got a great board of advisors. Ann Grimes, she's the director of the Stanford Graduate Program in Journalism. She's been instrumental in setting us up with key strategic partnerships. And Henry Wong, who's a venture partner at Garage Technology Ventures. Looking at the market, we have a 50% penetration rate of smartphones by the end of this year. 33% of people who have smartphones already consume news on their smartphones, and 54% of people listen to news in an audio medium in some sort. That leads to a total addressable market of 155 million people and a servable addressable market of 51 million people. Looking at some proxy industries, we have the internet and satellite radio business at $3.6 billion. It's a large market. There are competitors in the space. We know about them, we're aware of them. And the great thing about this space is that it's getting hot. For instance, CNN just bought Zeit. Pulse and Flipboard continue to get a lot of great press. Looking at this competitive landscape, we're the only solution that provides both a highly personalized experience that is also easy to use. And our sustainable competitive advantage is that we have a unique customization algorithm that personalizes news to users' tastes. How are we going to make money? First, we have targeted audio and display ads. Pandora gets CPMs about $8 to $10. We're hoping to get CPMs closer to $6 to $8. We have a freemium model at $5 a month. We're hoping to get a conversion rate of about 1%. This is pretty standard. Pandora gets 1%. Spotify gets about 6.5%. The New York Times paywall had a conversion rate in its first year of about 1%. So those two as a platform are bringing about $6 million in revenues by year 3, as we're projecting it. But what really excites us is the idea of Snacker as a platform, where we can bolt on purchasable products, things like personalized stock market updates, calendar reminders, things like that, present a wide range of very interesting opportunities for new revenue streams. How are we going to go to market? Our goal is to get to that top 25 in the news category in the App Store, because we know when we get there, it's a snowball effect. We get that 50 to 100,000 users from being there. So we're going to have a burst mobile ad campaign, spend $30,000 to $50,000 in a one-day campaign to really try to propel us up those charts. We've built in seamless social media integration, 2 clicks to post to Facebook, Twitter, or email to your friends. We're going to leverage PR from our first mover advantage and try to acquire some free customers cheap. As I mentioned before, we're leveraging some strategic partnerships. We're currently in talks with the Washington Post right now to do a strategic partnership with them. The great thing is that big news media companies like the Washington Post, who don't have a presence in audio, see us as simply another vertical for them to be able to tackle that audio market. And what we get from them is that great branding. We also want to partner with our advertisers. We're going to build an API that leverages all the data we're collecting on our users based on their news preferences, feed that to our advertisers so that they can better target those ads, increasing their CPMs. What we're looking for is a $500,000 round a seed round for 12 months of operations. This is going to go towards 4 new developers, a CMO, and then also pay for rent and ramen. And in that time, we're going to refine our iPhone app, really get that product market fit right, develop an Android app, develop a corresponding web presence, and reach that 1 million user mark. We are on the App Store. I would encourage all of you to go download this app. And if you're excited about what we're doing and where we're going, please come talk to us afterwards. Thank you very much.
So any questions for Jason?
Yes. Where do we? I think it kind of evolved a lot from this. It all came from this idea, this trend that's happening in news consumption today called news snacking, which is basically that people aren't spending an hour in front of the TV or reading the newspaper anymore to get their news. They're getting it in these snacks, these 5-minute snacks, while they're on the go, waiting in line in the coffee shop. And so we have these ideas like pod snacks, news snacks. Okay, what about snacker? And then we'll drop that E to make us look cool. Yeah.
Any other questions besides about the name?
Yes.
I just wanted to know if you're anywhere else or just America.
We'll just repeat the question.
Yes. What she asked is that if we've launched anywhere else besides America. Now, currently, we are trying to really tackle that American market, and then after we've really made a foothold there, then we're going to plan to expand internationally. But what's great about what we're doing is that we've built the platform so that it's very easy for us to expand internationally.
So Jason, stay here. I'd like to get all the presenters to come up to the front so it's easier for the audience to meet with you individually at the end of the session. And also I'd like to ask the audience to thank you all again for a great job.
By the way, I'd just like to add, we do have a product to demo, so if anyone wants to have a look at our pre-alpha stuff, just come and find me.
Number 4.
Try and look happy.
So while you've been standing up there, we've locked the doors. And we've certainly got the auditorium through to 5 o'clock. I just want to very quickly say a few words and then encourage all of you to have the conversations that you'd like to have with these guys and find out a lot more about what they've got, what their plans are, and for them to certainly work the room exceptionally hard to find out who's interested in what you guys have got for these investors. This wraps up our 2-day program. Where's Sarah? Oh, there's Sarah's at the back of the room. So Andrew and CCICE are absolutely delighted to have been able to put on 2 days for all the international entrepreneurs who had the courage and the wisdom to come across for this program, what we believe is an opportunity to really move your company forward at an accelerated rate that just won't happen if you stay in whatever your home country is. Where both Sarah's business and mine is all about accelerating your efforts into the US market. We're going to absolutely follow up with you to see how we can help you do that. And I would definitely like to finish up by thanking Larry for this afternoon. Again, thanking all of our great sponsors without whom we could never have done it, and particularly Kerry Walsh and Silicon Valley Bank for giving us what I consider to be just the perfect environment for an investor forum like this. So I'd now invite everyone to really applaud the entrepreneurs for the fantastic work they're doing and will do, and for the tremendous pitches that they've done this afternoon.
Got it.